fucking One Piece. So Thurman, it's the plot dump. Oh, it's very important. We get an introduction of it's one of those devil fruits that I feel like the fandom has probably theorized about for a long time.
I fucking called it. So that proves that Shanks could have time.
Shanks.
This lady died, and when this lady died, and One Piece Lore, when the devil fruit user dies, the devil fruit comes into another fruit, and Shanks could have eaten that fruit. Fuck yeah.
Theoretically, yes, that could have happened. Now, let's do the math on this. Shut the fuck up. Let's do the math. So if she died 20 years ago, well, all right, how old is Shanks? Okay. So, I'm not even going to fucking do the math. That could absolutely match up. But it's stupid. Like, why does he have to... The only reason people think he is the time fruit, that every time I've ever seen that theory, it's just because he, blitzed over. Isn't that the only reason people think that? Because he blitzed over to Akainu?
I mean, he looks like he looks like me personally. I like if you had a bunch of pictures on a clipboard, right? A bunch of pictures, and Oda said, "Guess just by looking off of their face, which character you think would have which power?" Shanks looked like he would have some type of time manipulation power.
That makes no goddamn sense. In what way?
It does.
How?
He looks like a time swordsman.
How? What does that mean? No, Thurman, logic, please. Let the logic consume you and help me understand. Don't shitpost, don't meme. I really need to know how. I don't see it.
Because the way everything Shanks does is very patient. It's very.
Oh my god.
It's very.
The stretch is hardcore right now.
Oh, okay. It's. Bitch, okay, you cannot tell me, you cannot look at Zulo and then tell me he doesn't look like a fucking firebender, right? Like his character.
You mean Zuko? Did you say Zuko? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Retains power. Right. So what I'm saying is Shanks looks like the type of person who, of course, this is just my opinion. Of course, if you look at each character, okay, like for example, I'm gonna ask you this.
That's so stupid.
Shut the fuck up and listen to me, bitch, okay? You look at Sanji, right? Oda asks, you meet Oda, all right, after the whole blowjob sucking.
Whoa.
You meet Oda. And he pays Sanji, Zoro, and I guess Nami, and whatever, non-different users on a fucking whiteboard, right? He says, look, Red, just by looking at these characters, tell me which power you can see them using. Right? Okay. Could you automatically say, oh, well, I can see Sanji use this power better because of his kick.
Wait. Backpedal, Thurman, backpedal. Here's the problem with that. That is a very bad science experiment because, we already know their powers, so it's very easy to, in hindsight, say, yes, obviously. But I don't think if you were to just look at Sanji's design without knowing anything about his character, I don't think you'd immediately be like, he kicks. Now, unless he's in a pose where he's doing one of his poses where his leg's up, then that's a different story. But if he's just standing there T-posing, how do we... I don't think you'd immediately know he's kicking. You know what I'm saying?
But that's the thing. But it's more so it's your gut feeling. That's what it is. A character based off of the design.
You can tell Thurman if we turned back time and maybe in a different world where Thurman and I were both I don't know, gazelles or something. Thurman's the one that relies on gut feeling, so he wouldn't make it very far in the evolutionary chain.
You think so? Yes. Every evolution and gut feelings have always been on the side of people.
Yes, because there's so much science into a gut feeling. You know what? Fine. I'll be proven wrong somehow. I'll be like, actually, Red, the gut feeling is very this, that, and the other thing. Okay, well, in very controlled chaos style, we completely diverged in the beginning.
Well, it's still One Piece related, so it's all good.
Oh, no, yeah, it's fine. That's what we do here. That's what we fucking do. Here's what I want to talk about. And we're going to just jump around a couple places. First thing, I don't even care. First thing we're going to is my boy Zoro. Bruh, Zoro's ability to get lost just astounds me every day.
It's funny because he wasn't the one who, he literally was on a tiger and he got lost.
Right, so he thought... So here's... I'm trying to piece together the situation here, okay? So hear me out. I want to hear your thoughts on this, right? So he was on the Koma Inu with the rest of the, with Luffy and Okiku and all the shit, right? Somehow in that scenario, he got off the Koma Inu, got onto this tiger, and then rode it somewhere else, and then was like, fucking stupid Kona Inu. Like, oh my god. Like, so he, not only does he think that the Koma Inu got lost, but he also thinks that the rest of the crew got off and got lost, and he thinks that he's in the right place. I don't even know. I'm so confused. Zoro is so confusing that he confuses me.
Yeah, because what's crazy too is the fact it took me a moment to realize, wait, where the fuck is this man?
He looks like he's I assume he's at because they were going up like a mountain-ish area to get to the top of
like I swear to God, I thought I'm telling you, I feel like Oda was part black. I'm telling you, man.
What?
I Oda,
dude, stop, it's cringe.
Watches our videos. I swear to God, I thought Oda was gonna make Zoro Mikado this chapter. I swear to God.
Meat? Did you say meat or beat? That's very different. Meat or beat?
Meat.
Okay, a little less crazy. I still wouldn't put it past him to do that at some point. Well, okay, here, listen. So later in this chapter, we find out that there's a specific island, like Kaido's favorite island that he chills on, right? And I'm taking this right from Tekking 101, so props to Tekking here. Tekking, you know how Zoro says, I'm gonna get on a boat? How much do you want to bet that boat's gonna go to that island?
like I was getting ready for those light hope comments, man. I was getting ready for them. I was like, oh God, I'm gonna eat this shit.
Bro.
I'm gonna eat this shit.
Okay, so yeah, I'm just imagining a scenario now where Zoro's washing up on that island in a boat. And he's just, because he'd be Zoro. He'd be like, well, fuck, where am I now? We saw what he did when he just explored on Wano. He was getting into trouble, slicing random fuckers down. It's what he does. If he's I'm just imagining Zoro alone on the home island of Wano 2 weeks before they're supposed to attack it. Because the plan right now is, in 2 weeks, we're going to mount an assault. Can you imagine if it's like, all right, we have 2 weeks to prepare, and then it cuts over to Zoro, already fucking there.
It'll be something. It'll be similar to how during Water 7. No, not Water 7. What the fuck is that shit called?
What?
Marine Ford. There we go. No, not Marine Ford.
What are you thinking of? Describe it to me.
The Lucci arc. What the fuck is that arc called?
It's the Water 7 Enies Lobby.
Enies Lobby. No, it's the separate arcs. Enies Lobby. There we go. Enies Lobby. Okay, it's not how they were saying how we have to wait and to order to how they were trying to use the boat to train on the thing for the water train to fly over into Enies Lobby.
Yes.
And they were like, oh, all right, here's the plan. But Luffy just jumps ahead and just.
Oh yeah, and then he's already on Enies Lobby. Oh, totally. It's Zoro's time to do that. Like, I would love nothing more. Because here's what I really think is going to happen. Here's what I honestly think is going to happen. I think Zoro's going to run into Jack. The silence means it's your turn to talk, dipshit.
Okay. I was literally talking and then you said that. Anyway.
No, your mic sucked, man.
I wouldn't doubt that. Because I believe they said that Jack was called. I believe 2 chapters ago they said he was called.
Drought.
Yeah, he was called already once Luffy punched
Oh, I thought you meant what his epithet was. Yes, he was called already.
So yeah, I wouldn't be doubtful that Zoro would because looking at the scenery, it looks like there's a bunch of factories where Zoro is. So he looks like he's close to Kaido's base. It looks like he's fairly close to their older maybe not their base.
Well, not Kaido's main base. He's close to some of the factories. Yeah, because it was revealed in this chapter that he chills at that one island, which makes sense. Every time we see him, it's snowing. It's an entirely different climate. So he has his own personal island, which looks fucking badass, by the way. Like the fucking skull and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying?
We need this man to meet Kid, rescue Kid.
Fuck Kid. He's been given all of the L's immediately. Post time skip is just the fucking saga of L's for Kid.
Kid is the Broly of One Piece.
The overhype, even though he sucks.
He's never done anything. He breathes. He can beat Luffy. Oh.
Wid.
Better than Shanks.
Oh my god, fucking A. It's soon to be. If Zoro meets him, it's gonna be Lid. By the way.
Lid.
the lid. Okay. So let's dive into the fucking. Oh, did you have something else?
It's funny too. Now that I mention it, wasn't also Scratchman a Pooh? So it would be kind of cool if he meant Scratchman a Pooh.
Dude, Scratchman a Pooh is my motherfucking.
So it'd be cool if he.
My word that I can't say because only you can say it. Say it, Thurman. Yeah, that's what Scratchman a Pooh is to me. I love that man.
Bro, I mean, if we get a Scratchman vs Zoro Hapu fight, oh man, that'd be fucking amazing.
I don't know, man. I want him to be an ally really bad. Although last time we saw him, it was true that he was kind of have hardcore. He was like hardcore on that Kaido dick. Let's not fucking trip here.
Zoro out. I feel like he might test Zoro out a bit, but I mean, ally-wise, it makes sense. I mean, Kaido. To me, it feels like Kaido's one of those people that you can't you have to ally to beat him. You know?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, well yeah. So let's actually dive into the chapter here because we get a lot of shit about who Oden was and what his deal was, right? So he was like an outlaw. He was the son of the actual shogun at the time, and he became like kind of an outlaw. So he kind of just naturally took over the outlaw outskirts, but he was cool about it. He was like, hey, we don't got to be outlaws. Let's make our own village. Let's work. Let's create farms. Let's just live happy lives. And he made that, and that kind of became like a splinter group, so to speak. Go ahead.
So what got me was the fact that so he built like a separate park, right?
In Curry, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, what got me confused was like, so did like his show with the Shogun? I know the Shogun. I know it said somewhere because I used the Jamimi's box, but I think it said the Shogun kind of praised him for that, or was that just like the people themselves praised him for it?
If you have the page, I can tell you what Manga Stream says because I'm on Manga Stream.
Yeah, I'm on Manga Stream right now. So it says title. He said he built a free laughter village, and he was granted the title of Domo of Kiri. Oh yeah, so it was granted by Shogun. So his dad kind of made him because at first, what Jamimi's box kind of thing was, Jamimi's kind of made it feel like his dad was kind of like. It was kind of like he was like looked down upon, that he kind of made his own little like not really faction, but his own little spot because he was exiled for being rough,
I wouldn't see it being a bad thing because if it says his father was cool with it, it would make sense because think about it. You're basically lowering. I imagine he lowered crime like hardcore. Like that'd be like if you went into like the crime-ridden streets in our world and we're like, hey, here's food, here's well-paying jobs, boom, boom, boom. You don't gotta fucking shoot each other to live anymore. But you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. It's definitely true. So this man sounds like a very great guy, great leader to have.
Oh, totally. So what did you think about Inuyarashi, the dog guy coming back?
Oof, man.
And we remember how powerful he is. Him and Nekomamushi, they went toe-to-toe with fucking Jack for days. So, no joke.
Yeah, man, this guy's strong. So...
We learned that he.
So page seven extremely confused me here, and I don't know if that's my fault.
It's probably your fault. Go ahead, tell me.
Here or Oda's fault here, or Manga Stream's fault.
It's gonna be his fault, guys.
Because it's so we go to page 6. It's Duke talks about he's a true savior, how he saved them from being discriminated against, and then we get the widespread panel, and then we see. What's his motherfucker's name? I'm dumb tonight. Too much off.
It's fine, dude. Just tell me what you're talking about.
The samurai dude, he's like saying he fascinated Whitebeard, he charmed Roger, Samurai Wano, and then we see all their cool reactions on the right side, and then immediately it turns to dread, like.
Well, here's what happened. Do you not see? This is a staple of manga, and I'm not sure. I'm surprised that you don't get it with all the manga you've read. Upper right. So you see where it says "fascinated Whitebeard," right? Mm-hmm. A little bit to the left, you see the white line going through the box there.
Yeah.
What that signifies is a passage of time.
Oh.
So that is a telltale thing in all manga. When there's a line like that, it means time passed. So what's happening here? What's happening here is that he told them the rest of the story off screen. We didn't hear it, but they heard it. So they heard all the details. We didn't.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. Okay.
And we're gonna get it later, but we just don't have it yet. We'll get it in the form of a flashback.
I didn't know about that white line thing. I don't think any manga that I've read have done that.
That's a classic Oda thing. I can show you a million times that he's done it.
I think I'm pretty sure other manga do it. This is the first time I've actually seen it. I read a lot of manga, but I've never, to my knowledge, I've never seen any old or current manga besides Oda as of right now use that technique.
I've seen it a couple times. I just know what it means. It's basically because it was actually used. I can think of a good time where it was used. Do you remember when Kaido jumped from the Sky Island?
Yeah.
When he jumped out of the Sky Island, it was used there to show how much time passed when he fell.
Oh. Okay.
So like there was a bunch of panels that showed the sky, and they were broken up with those white lines. It was like, it wasn't just one big panel, it was white line, and then the white lines got even closer and closer. So it was like white line, white line, white line, white line, white line. And it was basically to show how much time is passing, because you can't really show that in manga. You see?
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that, because I really didn't know that.
Yeah, no problem, man. But yeah, no, that's what happened. It was just basically... Basically, what happened was off screen, he told them the horrible shit that happened, which we'll find out, I'm sure, later in a flashback.
So basically, we just know that they died. Because I was like, wait a minute. Like, why is Luffy pissed off? Like, why is Sanji, So, okay, that makes sense.
Basically, something really fucked up. Like, I imagine that, it almost seems like, I'm going to imagine Orochi did some fucked up shit. Like, I'm going to imagine he did some fucked up shit on the level of, like, what Doflamingo did to Riku, you know? Yeah.
I'll do the same thing. Like maybe he framed him for something, or like, because I feel like Orochi was the type of guy who's like, I don't want to be Shogun, but this guy took it before me, so I'm gonna kill him.
Yeah, it's gonna be some scummy shit, because like we haven't seen Luffy this pissed, because normally Luffy just falls asleep during flashbacks, you know. So like, and this actually interested him, and even Sanji's pissed. Fucking Brook and Chopper are like profusely crying. It's like, it's crazy. So it's going to be a big deal. Once we see what the flashback is, it's going to be fucking awesome. So let's talk about this. So they talk about how, basically like, by the time he had been killed, we came back to the castle to try to, protect the rest of the family. It was already on fire. And in this panel in the bottom here, we see Kaido, and up in the upper right there, I'm guessing that these are the silhouettes of his calamities. Like a little bit of a foreshadowing as to what they might look like. Because we see Jack in the left there, but like the middle and the right one, looking like potentially some other calamities.
The one in the middle kind of...
It looks like Pika. Yeah, I thought it was Pika too.
Oh, bro, one of them, fuck yeah. Fuck, boy.
Also, just as a quick thing, I keep hearing, when a computer goes, dee-dee-doo, dee-dee-doo, I keep hearing that in the background, so if you can stop your computer from doing that, please, because it's actually, like, happening a lot. Thanks.
No problem.
But yeah, so, I definitely thought it was Pika too. Because at first I was thinking, like, wait, I guess Doflamingo was aligned with him, but 20 years ago. But then I was like, wait a minute, why would Pika be there with Jack? So it's looking like, what's funny? You know how, like, in Japanese manga, this I guarantee you this is not going to be what it is, but this is the first thing my brain went to. You know how in Japanese manga, like, something that's a recurring theme, especially in One Piece, is the rhinoceros beetle? Mm-hmm. So you remember that it was in Jaya where Luffy was like, look, I found a rhinoceros beetle. You remember that?
Yeah.
Does he almost look like I just see the horn and shit, and I'm like, I first thought in my head was like, the rhinoceros beetle zone?
Yeah,
because that would be so hilarious, because Luffy would be like, what? So jealous, bro.
Ooh, man.
Luffy loves rhinoceros beetles.
Another recurring gag from
Well, you know where that gag comes from. That's actually a thing that's like very well known in Japan. Like, kids catch rhinoceros beetles. Like, that's a thing that's like a big kid thing in Japan.
Yeah, I knew a kid in high school who said he went to Japan and when he was little and they did that. They woke him up. Oh no, he was actually there to capture frogs. Actually,
well, but they're pretty cool. Like, I understand why they're cool as fuck. So yeah, let's get into the time travel shit. So it is a devil fruit, and what's interesting is now you were talking about, I called it. Guess what I called? I called that it would probably be something where they can travel into the future, but not travel in the past. Because remember what I went through the whole spiel on, it actually is scientifically possible to travel into the future, but not travel into the past. You can travel into the future. It involves light speed travel, traveling away from the planet and then back at light speed. You know what I mean? We talked about this. So scientifically, this actually makes sense to me. Because King of Lightning, God bless him, but King of Lightning is not science literate, very clearly. And yes, this is an official, I'm throwing shade, I'm calling him out. Fucking go forth and spread the word that I'm calling this motherfucker out. King of Lightning doesn't understand science.
This man is going to get our well-grown channel destroyed.
Bro, no, drama's good. Drama's good. Listen, man, he doesn't. It's frustrating because he doesn't understand science. Okay, like because someone in his comments in the last live reaction was like, "Well, maybe it'll be you can go forward but not back," and he was like, "Yeah, but why? It wouldn't make any sense. Why would the power have a limitation like that?" And I'm like, "Fucking moron." It's because you can travel in the future and not into the past. Watch a little bit of fucking time travel shit, idiot.
Oh my god. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the last time for Chaos.
Yeah, the King of Lightning will rain his fury. No. In all reality, King of Lightning, I love you. I love you a lot, but here, 3 things that bother me about King of Lightning. 1, his refusal to, like, stop being, like, manly. Like, he's like, ugh, I'm gonna be manly. Like, there was a fucking character that said Kia, like the girly, Kia! He refuses to say it. He literally won't say it because it's not manly enough. People have donated hundreds of dollars to be like, yo, come on, give us a Kia. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Like, what a fucking bitch. Like, just fucking be a man and don't not be a man for a second, all right? Number 2, his hatred of all things, Carrot, Chopper, anything that's not a big fucking powerful muscly dude. Fucking, again, your testosterone level's a little high. Bring him down, buddy. Bring him down. And, yeah, those are the 2 things. I don't remember I think the 3rd one was one I already mentioned.
Bro, we are. Oh god,
that's been on my chest for a long time. Okay, I love his reactions. He's hilarious, but God, he's so fucking full of himself.
Oh my god, what Park Channel's done for?
No, it's not. What's he gonna do? You think iDubbbz can do what iDubbbz does and still be fucking? Please.
So let's just, now that we're on this stuff, let's just take on all anime manga reviews.
No, seriously though. Well, last comment on that. In all reality, I do love you, King of Lightning, but fucking, that's just like, it's been on my mind for a while. Every time I watch you, it's like 99% of the time I'm laughing, and then there's that like, ugh, cringe.
Well,
like, is it? I don't know, Thurman. Are we gonna be bitches today? Do we wanna?
I mean, we were just fanboying about how this channel means a lot to us, and it would kind of suck if we just, started a war with the wrong
You really think that we'd actually be like on his radar in the slightest?
This is 2018, man. Stuff goes fast. And this will be another. This will be just like how King of Lightning versus Forever World and Devil for Anime.
It'll be titled "King of Lightning crushes an ant of a channel beneath his mighty foot."
We might as well just call out Chibi reviews.
No, I love Chibi reviews. I mean, he's a little vanilla. Like he's all he does is just sit in front of a webcam and talk about the chapter. He doesn't really have a personality beyond that. But
this is definitely cut. Usually I don't care. Usually I like this topic. But I'm sounding like a bitch right now. Fucking keep it in.
That's right, Thurman. Yeah, I wish I could high five you right now.
Keep it in, bro.
Damn never right. You. Oh my god, I'm crying. Okay, again, disclaimer: I love them all, but they all have annoyances, and they're more than welcome to roast me if they care enough. Okay, so.
It's gonna be one of those situations to where
fuck off, Thurman. Back to the chapter. We've talked about it enough.
One last thing, and then this part we cut out.
Everyone's left. Everyone's left.
So last part is it'll be a 3-part process, right? So Red will be featured on the Philip DeFranco show about all the drama.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be. Then diss tracks are gonna start flying. Me and Justin are gonna be doing all this. Justin's gonna be my ghostwriter. I'm gonna rap. King of Lightning is going to rebut us. And then the final take is a Logan Paul versus KSI thing where David will be fighting King of Lightning in the octagon.
Oh wow, yeah, he's got to put on his cage fighting boots again. Holy shit. Okay, back to the chapter, please. So, we found out Momo has a sister. What I find interesting about this is that the mom didn't send the sister into the future. Why? Thoughts?
Maybe limited to how. Oh no, that's not true because she can send 6 fucking people to the future.
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. We need to learn stuff. We need to learn the limits of this fruit and all that other shit. Okay, yeah. So no, we definitely need to know the limits of this power, right? So it's like, because so if she can send, because she can send other people into the future, right? So like, who's to like? Obviously, she's not gonna be able to, but like hypothetically speaking, why not go up to Kaido and be like, I send you 50 million years into the future when the fucking sun has expanded and it engulfed our planet. So like, clearly there's limits. Otherwise, she'd just do that. I'm going to guess it has something to do with maybe like every time you jump, it sucks up a bit of your life. Or maybe there's certain increments you can do. Here's my particular thing, right? I think when it comes to sending other people, what it probably is I think that they probably have to consent to that. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So it probably has to be like they agree, they are willing to do it, and then she can. I doubt she can do it to anyone who is unwilling. I think I'm pretty sure that the power is mostly like for her. Like she I can jump whenever I want to in the future, more and more and more. But if I need to do it on other people, they need to agree. And I imagine it's a certain level of increments at a time, so that she can't just spam it on someone, because if she sends them once, then boom, they're gone. So it's going to be, I'm sure there'll be a complex level of rules for this power.
Yeah, that Shanks has fruit.
Again, that would be a stupid fruit to him to have, because, like, there's no combat, like, there's nothing combat-oriented about that, and also, what kind of makes Shanks so cool is that he fights with just hockey. You know what I mean? Like, he's the hockey guy. Like, I don't need a fucking fruit. It's very much like Rayleigh in that regard. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a fucking devil fruit. I can just be badass with hockey.
Leave Hawkins to be the badass sword guy using hockey. Let my boy Shanks be an OP motherfucker with the time fruit. I will ride that shit into the fucking ground.
See, that's stupid, though. Because, again, it's not the amount of powers you have. It's how you use the base powers you have. So I bet you he can do some crazy shit with hockey. And we've seen him swim, by the way. So.
Well, maybe it was prior.
Unless you're trying to say, I don't know. I don't like that theory, and I'm 99% sure you're wrong. So. Just saying.
Ooh, what a little salty little.
Yeah, because it'd be stupid, and I'm very glad that you don't write One Piece. You're very much like Taekwon from King of Lightning Streams. I'm very glad you don't write One Piece.
I would definitely write Black Clover.
God. Yeah, there'd be no change there. All right, so let's see here.
Be a great change.
So they again, and what's interesting about this time travel thing? It's just like an effect. It's like a, and then they're just there. Like you see a little spark, and then boom, there they are. It's crazy. Like, and I gotta say, I love this shot. I absolutely love this shot where they're looking out and they see just because can you imagine just in the matter of seconds, 20 years have passed, and you're just looking out. And you see all these like factory and the smoke, and it's like, oh my god, that was a cool shot.
I know, right? It's a very think about it, right? So 20 years ago, the shits are still there. You can tell people haven't touched shit at all. Mm-hmm. Because I'm assuming if you get 20
the rubble,
20 years,
yeah,
you get sent into the same part of where you were 20 years.
Oh ago. Yeah, because they're right into the ruins of the castle when they go forward. Yep.
Niggas for 20 years haven't even touched that damn castle.
They don't give a fuck.
They didn't even bother to remove the rubble or anything. I would bet you anything that the corpses are most likely still there or burned to ash.
Well, that's kind of the funny thing, right? So like one of the reasons that the current Shogun Orochi is so fucking paranoid is because no corpses were found. You know what I mean? The corpses of them. Well, I mean, like maybe the wife's was and stuff, but like. Their corpses never found. So like that kind of leads credence to the whole they'll come back in 20 years, that's why he's kind of freaking out. So it's beautiful in that regard. So let's see here. So no. Okay, go ahead.
One thing I was curious about that that kind of got me was I feel like Oda is the what's the word? Not hibernating. Precogging is what's the word? Damn it! I'm so bad remembering words tonight.
You are
Jesus.
very bad tonight.
Fuck. What's the word? Oh my god.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Predicting. There we go. He's predicting. I feel like Oda's kind of like hinting off a betrayal here, because the way I read this was, okay, we have factory blah blah blah, and then then Kimon goes to say, okay, well, it wasn't like the Wano we knew. We didn't have people who wouldn't want to fight on our side. Then we were wrong. Then we have people who came, but it seems a bit too easy for me to believe that. Okay, so all of a sudden, oh, now we have people who want to fight on our side now. Like,
no, but they are literally like, is it shocking to you in any way that like, I disagree with you there, because he literally had an entire section of the country that loved him. You don't think, and then the wife went to them and said they're going to be back in 20 years. You don't think that people would be waiting for them? Also, let's not forget that when we started this arc, there's people that literally will say like, oh, the Kozuki clan will rise again. Remember, first thing we saw with Tama, she got chased around for saying, oh, the Kozuki clan will be back. You know what I mean? Or I think, am I saying that right? The Oden clan, whatever. Oden will be back. You know,
you're right.
Yeah, remember, that's an outlawed thing because Orochi's so fucking scared about it. He's superstitious. So he has literally made it a law. You can't say that shit because it freaks him out. So there's definitely still loyalty to that clan. You know what I mean? Like, it's a legend.
I'm not denying that, but remember, betrayal never comes from an enemy.
Of course, yeah, duh. That's the definition of betrayal. That's the stupidest quote I've ever heard in my life.
I've always hated that quote because it's fucking stupid.
Makes no fucking sense. Either way, I'm sure it's possible, but I'm
just saying that the way Oda put it kind of made me feel like, of course not everyone is, but at the same time, 20 years has passed. You know, these people do have families. You never know what, you know.
Oh, it's certainly possible to have a Judas. You know, like.
I mean, I'm wrong, but I mean,
it's possible. It's just not the vibe I immediately got.
Maybe because I have trust issues, maybe.
Well, get over it. All right, let's see here. So, let's talk about this, right? There are moments like this, page 14 on Manga Stream.
Yep, I'm already on.
Moments like this just remind you, you have to admire Oda's storytelling ability. And, like, this is a fucking saga. This is a long, and yes, I did take that quote from Tekken as well, because there's not a better word to say it. This is not just a story. This is something that has been, like, think about it, right? The Punk Hazard arc happened when I was in high school. The Punk Hazard arc, I remember when the Punk Hazard arc was happening. I was in the middle of high school. I was like a sophomore in high school. Because I remember when the Dressrosa arc started, I was a senior in high school. Like, it's insane. The amount of time Oda spends setting this shit up blows my fucking mind. Like, it's moments like this that you have to just sit back and appreciate how long this has happened. Even back to the point where Law was an enemy, and like it's just like it's moments like this I just have to clap for Oda, because it's like, holy shit. Like this man, I remember when he was set up. I remember when he was just a fucking random talking head in the fucking snow. You know, to think that we've come this far from him showing up, from Luffy talking to Law and saying one day let's make an alliance where we take out Kaido. We went from there 12 or like 6 years ago. I think it was like 2012ish. From there, with Law saying, yeah, we're going to take down Kaido, to this chapter where they're like, in 2 weeks, we're infiltrating Kaido's shit. Like, we're here, dude. We have made it. Like, this long-ass journey, man, it's getting closer and closer to being done every fucking chapter, and Oda continuously reminds me.
Bro, it kind of brings a tear to your eye, right?
It does.
So it goes from like Zo, Raizo,
I know.
What's that shit called?
Dressrosa,
Kanjuro, and then Momonosuke boarded the ship that was obviously going to Punk Hazard.
Mm-hmm.
That was the children. I assume the children came from. Seemingly, it's implied that the children came from Dressrosa.
Well, yeah, because I'm pretty sure Doflamingo is shipping him children to experiment on.
Wow! Oh God!
Oh yeah, they were scum.
Pretty great villain, but
The man
reality,
worked in the black market, my dude. Like, do you know what people sell in the black market in our world? It's not good stuff.
Yeah, humans.
Yeah,
And then
human
he's
trafficking.
like, bro, it's just like, just reminiscing with all this, bro. From fucking Thriller Bark all the way to now, it makes you realize that One Piece was definitely worth the read, worth reading up to the point.
One Piece, well, duh. One Piece, what it makes me realize is that One Piece, this is something that I've always said, and I'm very excited to see this day. The day Oda finishes One Piece, the day that pen is put down for the last time, the day that the entirety of the manga is out in physical form and you can have it all on a bookshelf, that one shelf of One Piece, that story is going to be one of the most comprehensive, I would go as far to say as the best adventure, the best single adventure ever put in fiction, period. Like, not only that, I would also go as far to say as the most developed fictional world I've ever seen. The most believable. Like, this is a fucking story that has been planned. There is shit that has been planned since the very beginning. It's fucking insane. And it's those little things like that that make this feel so real. The fact that, like, things pay off that were set up 7 years ago. The fact that we are now getting, big stuff from a character that was set up 7 years ago. Can you imagine the patience it must take for Oda writing this? Like, I have a big payoff with this character fucking 7 years from now. That's crazy. Like, oh my god. Like, it's just, I truly believe, and I want your thoughts on that. When One Piece is done, it's going to be one of the best stories of all time. And I would argue the best fictional world of all time.
One of the best, I would say.
I can easily say best, because can you name me a fucking world that'll be more detailed and developed than One Piece's world? You can't.
At this moment, I cannot, but I see your point, and I agree.
You can literally draw out a map of the One Piece. It's fucking phenomenal. I love it. And I'm just saying, like, that's going to be a story that's the last thing I'll say, Tears, is that's going to be a story that once it's done, it's going to feel, like, magical. When you reading that is going to feel magical. Because when One Piece is done, I'm going to reread it. I'm going to take all the volumes, and I'm going to read a volume a day. And that's going to be a fucking magical experience. Can you imagine rereading from the very beginning, knowing what happens, and then spotting all those foreshadows? Because that's what Oda does. Every little foreshadow in the series, you know what that does? That makes the world feel more real. When shit isn't just mentioned like 2 chapters before it happens, that's how stuff feels like a story. But when stuff is mentioned years and years and years before it happens, that's what makes it feel like I'm peering through a window at a new world. Like, that's what makes One Piece so fucking special, man. God damn.
I agree.
So, and how about this panel where it shows, like, because this is one of the panels where you truly see how much this has been building up, right? Where he talks about the forces they have on page 16 at the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Like, look at all of this build up, right? Like, everything here, the Law and the Heart Pirates, the Minks, everything. This has all been set up. Because, like, again, we've been getting here through Doflamingo. The entirety of the Dressrosa arc was to fuck with Kaido. Let's not forget that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry. I know I'm gushing here. It's just wow. Also, am I the only one that when he said I'd like to have 5,000 men, am I the only one that thought of Usopp where he's like, I have an army of 5,000 men?
Where is your boy, by the way?
You got to get your boy God Usopp up in here. I hear he has an army of 5,000 men.
Mm-hmm.
No, but in reality, you know who does have an army of 5,000 men? Luffy. The fleet.
The Grand Fleet.
Call up the fleet, man. Like, not if there is not a better time to call the fleet. Right now, Luffy needs to go to the Den Mushi, fucking put in a call to my boy Bartolomeo. Oh my god. Can you imagine, like, yo, get the crew together. It's going down, motherfucker. And, like, Barto would be like, yeah!
I mean, it's half one part of the Grand Fleet. That's the Reverie right now, so.
That's true. Fuck. Well, but let's not forget. This is the important part, and I think this is why Oda spent so much time on Orlumbus. The one that has thousands of men. You remember in the paper when Big News Morgans was writing about it? The one that has thousands of men is Orlumbus.
Yeah.
So if they want a bunch of fucking fodder, like meat shield fodder people, get Orlumbus up in here. I'm telling you.
You know Luffy is about that. Luffy doesn't like fodder.
Luffy may not be about that, but if fucking Kienmon's saying that they need some fodder, I'm just saying.
Well, we know who would be a good but asshole-ish battle leader.
Say again?
I guess we know who would be a great but asshole-ish battle leader.
Not me. I'm just saying what's what Kienmon wants. Don't blame me.
You're just saying the logical term, which is you're right, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude.
Still,
well, listen, man. When Kaido is swinging his big fist, you need a bunch of sacks of meat to like slow that fist down. You know.
Take out all your dick.
And then by the time he like pulverizes and like atomizes like the first 50 dudes, his fist will be slowed down, and then Luffy can block it.
acting like Kaido's that man who would literally let fodder ruin his stamina at all.
Bro, Kaido. How long?
You heard it here first.
Oh my god, yes.
Red
So,
like sacrificial lambs.
in fictional series, sure. All right, so it's going down. We got 2 weeks till they invade. So I guess what we have now is what do we do in this arc for the next 2 weeks? Like, how's the setup gonna go? Like, where are we gonna go from here? Predictions.
Sadly. Oh well, I kind of gave my predictions throughout the series, but my main one is. My main one is that Zoro, my Woro, my boy, Woro, he's either going to meet Jack or Scratch Man Pooh, and there's going to be something happening there. Like there's going to be because there's rumored to be like or maybe he might meet Hawkins again. Who knows? So I feel like there's going to be two sides to this, right? So you have right now they're planning to do this, and then we're going to get like Hawking's plan about how to overthrow Kaido, right? So I feel like it's going
and then Zoro will be on. Oh, that's actually that's a good idea, Thurman. I like that. So like the main crew here is going to be working with, Kienmon and his plan, and then Zoro is going to go up, find one of the like traitorous Supernova and work with them. That's a fucking I like that. I really like that, actually. Nice. Props. That's a good idea.
Thank you.
But yeah, no, we need some Waro action. As you know, anyone Zoro encounters, immediately you replace their first letter of the name with an L. Okay.
Except Tama. Tama solos everyone, even Kaido.
Llama.
Wama.
Wama. Big Wama. Oh my god.
Big Lom. Lom.
Liglom! Oh my god. Okay, well that was a fucking freak show of a fucking video. Peace.